Is it worth to upgrade to either the iPhone 17 Pro or 17 Pro Max as an underwater image maker? That's what we'll look at in today's video, right after the intro. Hey there, underwater image makers, and welcome back to the channel. As always, it's great to see you back here with me. I'm sorry I haven't been able to pick up on this topic any earlier, but I was busy traveling and working on some events in the last couple of days, so that the production of this kind of first impression video about my thoughts on the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max had to wait a little bit. If you want to see what I was doing these past days and weeks, check out this video over here, which takes you to the Swiss Master of Underwater Videography recap. That's what I have been covering and documenting in the last week. So back to today's video. And today's video I really want to use to talk about the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max from the perspective of an underwater image maker. And I want to talk about the new features that Apple introduces with these new models specifically, and whether or not these features are valuable enough for an underwater image maker to upgrade from a previous model iPhone or any model smartphone to these new models, the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. Now, just for context, I personally own a 16 Pro Max. I've owned this for ever since it came out last year, and that's my main smartphone that I use to capture my underwater adventures. Not my main camera, I have other cameras I use for different projects, but whenever I take a smartphone underwater, it is mostly my iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I've been very happy with it so far. So this is just to give you a bit of a context from where I'm coming from. Now, it's great that Apple is hyping up their new iPhone Air, which looks really nice, very thin, and a lot of innovations that have been poured into the development of a smaller, thinner iPhone model. But for us as underwater image makers, I don't think that that is very interesting, simply because the camera system that they've put into this phone is not it's just not up to the level of their Pro models, and we actually obviously want to use the best camera models available, the best cameras available for filming our underwater adventures. So the Pro models will be the ones that we're focusing on in today's video. Now, I've got the specs, the new specs or the new features written down here in front of me, so please don't mind if I just look down every now and then to make sure to not miss any of these features. Now, at the end of this video, I want to give you basically the information and some help on deciding whether or not you should be upgrading to the 17 Pro or 17 Pro Max models that Apple has just announced. To be able to do so, we need to look at the new features that the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max offer, and we'll get into that right now. So there's actually not a lot of new features, I find, even though Apple hyped up the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max quite a bit, but we'll get to that a little later. And at the end of the video, I'll actually share with you also whether or not I will be getting the 17 Pro Max, whether or not I will be upgrading from my existing 16 Pro Max. So one of the main feature upgrades that they mentioned is that all three of their main cameras, so the wide angle, the 0.05, the one time, and the telephoto lens, they all have now a 48 megapixel sensor behind them. On the 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max, we had the ultra wide and the main camera, they had the 48 pixel sensor already, but the telephoto lens still had a 12 megapixel sensor. That has changed now. That was obvious they were going through that transition of changing all their sensors to 48 megapixel sensors, and it was obvious it was going to happen earlier or later. And now with this new series, they actually changed the telephoto sensor, or the sensor of the telephoto lens, to a 48 megapixel sensor, which is great, giving us better resolution, giving us higher image quality. And at the same time, also they say that the sensors are 56% larger than in the previous model, in the 16 Pro models, which is considerable and actually a great thing, because larger sensors usually mean that the camera or the sensor itself can capture more light, and therefore is gonna be performing better in low light situations, which, as we all know, are very common when we are underwater and in our underwater adventures. So that is a very valuable feature, I think, and something that we're going to be taking very thankfully as an upgrade on the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max models. All of the three main cameras, they have their fusion system, their Pro Fusion system, so their fusion cameras, which basically means, and Apple puts it this way, that you will have 8 cameras in your pocket with the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. Now, I don't know if I would go this far. I think this is a very, very specific way of phrasing this, but what they're basically saying is that you get different focal length with only 3 cameras on the iPhone 17 and 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. Nothing different to what we had previously. We had that fusion system on the previous iPhones as well, on previous models, but now the focal length that you're going to be getting, first a macro lens. You're going to be getting a 13mm lens, a 24mm lens, a 28mm lens, a 35mm lens, a 48mm lens, a 100mm lens, and then on the far end of the telephoto spectrum, a 200mm lens. Sounds very impressive, doesn't it? Honestly speaking, between you and me, I don't really know how practical this really is in a underwater application and using it to film your underwater adventures. And think back to your last time you were underwater. How many different focal lengths were you actually using to capture your shots underwater? I personally don't really use that many. Yes, I use my telephoto if I want to shoot some macro stuff, and I want to get closer to the things that I can't get close to or close enough to. I shoot my main lens, my one-time lens, and then maybe I do also shoot the ultra-wide angle lens, but that's about it. So all these focal lengths in between, like your 28, your 35, I don't really know how useful that is going to be. And keep in mind that having a 200mm ultra telephoto or super telephoto lens available on the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max sounds great, but do keep in mind that underwater it's not the same as on land. Water, you will always have some particles and stuff in the water, and I can imagine that it's gonna be fairly tough for your smartphone, for the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max, to properly focus underwater when the 200mm lens is activated, when you're shooting in that mode. That has to be, we'll have to test that. This is just an assumption from my side, but I do think that that's gonna be a bit challenging, but that's just sort of as a comment by the side. So moving away from the lenses and into some other new features that they're integrating into the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. One that they're very proud of, Apple, is the integration that you can now internally record ProRes RAW on the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. And I think this is a great thing. This is awesome for certain ways of using your iPhone. Underwater, I don't know, I don't really see me using this too much. Now, when it first was introduced, I think this was with the 15 Pro models, I did some testing initially with the ProRes RAW codec, but it was, you needed to have a external hard drive attached to it, and then you were able to record that way. honestly speaking, now obviously it's much easier because you don't need that external hard drive. So it makes it easier underwater because you can use it in any smartphone housing that you're using, like for example the Divevolk housings. You don't need to attach any external hard drives to be able to get ProRes RAW recording, but ProRes RAW also means that you're having huge file sizes. And that's always been a bit of a bummer for me and something I didn't really want to deal with when I'm dealing with smartphone footage, because smartphone footage for me I always had the intention of using smartphone footage quite quickly and efficiently after the shoot. So I didn't really want to go into having to work that footage too much. Even just shooting in log is not my preferred option on the iPhone when I use it to capture my underwater adventures. So this for me is not a huge convincing point to get the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max, especially ever since I started using UWACAM, the UWACAM app, to capture underwater, and specifically their new UWA color correction, which works either live while you're recording underwater or can also be applied in post-production. And I just found that when I use UWA color in the UWACAM app, I usually apply it afterwards when I'm looking at the footage, and then I apply the color correction there. I usually find that applying that color correction, the color correction does such a good job with the footage that I record that I don't really feel the need to go and really tweak the colors too much. I do a little bit of color grading then to match different clips to one another, but I feel like I don't really need to go deep into the color correction section of the footage, which kind of eliminates the need to have a raw codec to be able to really manipulate the footage on various levels and in a deeper depth. But again, that's just me personally. So I don't really feel that ProRes RAW recording eternally is a very big convincing argument for me for the upgrade to the new model. Another thing that they've included is Genlock, and Genlock basically helps you to synchronize multiple cameras to one another. Again, something that is very valuable in certain productions and definitely has its place, but for underwater, I don't really see an application where I could possibly use Genlock for my underwater projects or the work that I typically do underwater. So it's nice to have, but I don't see myself using this at any time soon in the near future. Another thing though that they have not added but improved is the battery life, as they always do with newer model smartphones, newer model iPhones. They always increase the battery life. Batteries always get better, and again, obviously we have a higher capacity battery which gives us longer run times, which is fantastic. But again, with my 16 Pro Max, that already has a really good battery life. I've never really come into the situation where I felt like I actually ran out of battery life and I missed a shot underwater because of that. That has just never happened in an entire year of filming underwater with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So yes, I'll definitely take a higher capacity battery and longer battery life. It's always a nice thing to have, but it's not something that is very essential to me at this time and in this place. At the same time as they have made the battery higher capacity, they have also gotten some sort of fast charging mechanism into the battery so that you can now charge the battery up to 50% within 20 minutes. And that's a great feature, I think. That is really great because it means that you can, even within your surface interval, quite comfortably recharge your iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max sufficiently so that you can go out and do the second and third dive of that day if for whatever reason you ran out of battery beforehand. Just have a power bank with you on the boat and just plug it in and you're good to go again within a couple of minutes. So that's actually quite a good thing. And that kind of brings us to the end of the new features that Apple is integrating in the new iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max models. It's, honestly speaking, not a whole lot. I was expecting a little more than that, to be honest. I don't quite know what I was expecting, but I was expecting a little more. I find that these upgrades are okay. Yeah, it's an upgrade for sure, but it's not an upgrade like Apple puts it, that they've revolutionized the camera system and stuff. I don't really think that that has happened with the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. I think it's a small incremental step forwards from the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max. Now, a little side note that I really want to bring out here as well is I've talked to my friends at Divevolk. You know that Divevolk is my preferred housing choice for taking your smartphone underwater, specifically your iPhones. And they have confirmed that the current models, the Seatouch 4 Max Plus as well as the Seatouch 4 Max Platinum versions of their housings, both of them are compatible with the new iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max models. The only thing that you will need is a new adapter that actually has the actual shape and size of the new iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max models, and then you're good to go with your existing housings. You don't need to get a new housing. If you're still running on a older Seatouch 4 Max housing, not the Plus version, then I think it will not be compatible. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I think it will not be compatible with the newer 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max models from Apple. So what are my thoughts? Will I upgrade? Have I placed my pre-order already for the iPhone 17 Pro Max? Well, if I do upgrade, I would definitely go for a 17 Pro Max model. But as you might have already guessed, with the new features that are, as I said, not thrilling to me personally, this might be different for you, but to me personally, they're not thrilling. I don't see myself upgrading right now. I haven't placed a pre-order for a 17 Pro Max yet. I don't think I'll be doing it for the time being. I think I'll stick to my 16 Pro Max for the time being. I just simply can't really see a huge benefit from the new features that they've introduced. Yes, the extra 48 megapixel sensor on the telephoto lens is a nice feature, and yes, the larger sensor is nice for better low light performance. The quick charging battery is a nice feature, but that's about it. That's really all that I could see as a benefit, and it's just simply not enough for me to push me over that edge to place that pre-order for the 17 Pro Max. So at this time, I will stick with the 16 Pro Max, my current model, and we'll just wait and see how the 17 Pro Max finds its place in the underwater imaging sector. I'm curious to see what kind of footage people get with it once they get it in their hands and underwater. And maybe I will change my mind at some point in the future, but at the time being, no, I will not upgrade. What about you? What are your thoughts about the newly released or announced iPhones 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max? Are you excited about them? If so, what excites you? What is the feature that you find really interesting, exciting in these new models? Let me know down in the comment section below. And also do let me know whether or not you are upgrading. Maybe you have already placed your pre-order. Maybe you're thinking about it. If that's the case, let me know down in the comment section, and also let me know what is the feature that actually made you decide to place a pre-order or order the iPhone 17 Pro or 17 Pro Max. I'm so used to saying 16 Pro Max that it'll take a little time to get used to the new terminology. If you guys want to learn more about the awesome UWACAM app that I've mentioned before and why I think that this is currently the best camera app for filming and taking photos underwater with your smartphone, check out this video over here next. Thank you so much for your time and for watching. I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, don't forget to hit that like button, and I look forward to seeing you back here on the channel in the next video. Take care and have a great week.